We're in the courtyard of Somerset House in London, and behind us is the installation that we have done for the United Kingdom's submission. It's called Forecast, and it is a response to the brief that was given to us, or all the countries, which is Utopia by design.
I mean, everybody in the world knows that the British are completely preoccupied with talking about the weather. And as an island nation, it is the thing that defines us. And certainly as city dwellers, it's the nearest that we get to nature. The unpredictability of it is such a fascination to us. So we figured that creating something which was like a contraption that was almost like a weather machine was quite a nice reference to our kind of national identity.
Because the courtyard, the wind swirls quite a lot. It's always changing direction, and that, in a sense, is a nice reflection about Utopia, because Utopia doesn't exist. So Utopia isn't in one direction. It changes all the time, and it changes from person to person. And so we thought it was a very nice, abstract way of representing the direction of Utopia.
We've been working together for 20 years, and over that 20 years we have tackled some really fascinating projects. The majority of the work that we take on is actually designed for industrial design or for production, particularly furniture and lighting and so on. But occasionally we get the opportunity to work on some really, groundbreaking experiential projects, of which this is one. Double space that we did with BMW at the V&A a couple of years ago was another. And I guess in a way the Olympic torch was the first of those. And those projects are really different from the other work we do, because they are not chosen by a customer. They're actually, in a way, sort of imposed on people, to represent them. The Olympic torch is supposed to represent Great Britain, as is this. And so it's a whole different approach to that type of work, but we enjoy it a lot because it means we can be more experimental, more conceptual.
Obviously we are British, we work in London, but it's hard really to define ourselves as British designers, I think, in terms of our work, because most of our work is work we do with manufacturers overseas. We work with manufacturers all over Europe, through Asia, America, and so those products, whilst they maybe originate in London, they have a lot of influence from the countries where they're produced, and then they're sold internationally as well. So I think in the past, when designers worked more closely with local manufacturing, local materials producers, then it was more clear to identify them as national designers. But today I think that's much more confused.
Yeah, I think we see ourselves as internationally inspired, focused. We work internationally. I think it's at the very beginning of our early stage of life. You have references that you build up, which of course are from your local area, from your country or city. But as you become more established and you practice more and you travel more, you're influenced by everything. So consequently, I think that it's very difficult to put a national identity to design work. I think the other thing about being British is that actually, if you look at most corporations around the world where design is at the heart of the business, you'll find a British trained person there, and I think that's a real compliment to the art school system that we've had here since the 1950s, really, and the fact that that's generated such an amazing creative output of people, not just British people, but all over the world that have come to study here and have gone on to really culturally influence, creatively influence companies in the way that we live today.